wrong opening for the wrong YouTube channel. Oh well, how's it going, everyone? I'm back. I was live on the other channel, and then I accidentally closed my live stream, closing when I was closing tabs. So that was awesome. Lesson learned there. Kind of, don't like prep a little bit before going live. Kind of unlike this one, right? So obviously, going live on my other channel is pointless because I already uploaded 2 videos, so nobody would even get a notification. So finish off my stream here. Might be a little unrelated, so I'll try to keep it crypto since my other channel is not. And we were talking last time about the market that is going to be doing something interesting coming up on October 25th. Since Bitcoin recently started following the S&P, it is predicted then that the solar eclipse of October 25th would be the lowest of the lows, the crash of the day. And then I was listening to Waters Above Crypto, who pretty much specializes on astrological movements of what they do with the market, how they play into it. And I went through a couple of his videos because I wanted to hear what he had to say about October 25th. And he said that solar eclipses are actually pretty bullish, meaning the action for that around that time is actually really good. It's the lunar eclipses that are really bad, and that's November 7th. So that's 1 week after the 25th. That's when we can expect the lowest of the lows. Now, if there's any truth to any of this, we're going to know real soon. And that's one thing that I want to know because I want to be able to share this in the future with people. So we're going to know if October 25th plays out to be really bad, and if the predictions on any eclipse are always bad. If it's solar or lunar, we're gonna get the answers to all of that. So that's really good. And hopefully, my phone. Why don't people text once? They give me 2 words and it's in the text. So let's see, where was I? Yeah, the eclipses. Pretty interesting concept. Really nice. Really awesome to see. Hey, what's going on? I abandoned, as you know, the other stream. That was too bad. Don't hit X on every window, I had like 50 things up because of just sharing pictures. Every time it opens up a new window, and my screen was just a mess. So I started closing tabs up, and I hit the one where my stream was from. Instantly closed. I was like, oh man, go figure. Well, lesson learned there, right? Just don't do that again. So obviously here we talk about everything else except for crypto. I'm sorry, everything else except for Young Earth creation. No real reason to do that here. Got a main channel for that. I wanted this channel to be about a lot of different topics. Right now it's about crypto because trying to grow that market, get people excited a little bit about it. And the reason why is because I can teach the martial arts thing anytime. I got to get more people coming over to my house anyway to do that. And that's one thing that I want to do is have live fights here on the channel. Why not? I think it'd be super fun and crazy, so different, right? People want to come over and throw down. I've got the entire side of my house covered in mats ready to go. And anybody, anywhere, anytime. How about that? That would really take off. And who wouldn't fight me? I mean, look at me. I'm 135, 140 pounds. Come on. So that would be really cool. Anyway, another thing that I thought would be fun is letting people know about how the market is being bad right now. And everybody is running and selling and ditching all their portfolio. This is the time to buy. This is the time when you want to get in. This is the time when it's really good to have a little bit of money. So we want to be able to play this market. And yes, it's down. And right now it's called the golden zone. It's the opportunity to be buying. But even in this low area, we still want to get even better deals, right? So if there's a better deal coming, whether or not it's October or November, that's just right around the corner. So we got to be patient as we can, even though it's hard, because, we might go up. We might. But we might go down as well. And more signs are pointing to us going down in the market than going up. So knowing that, how can I share to people, like, to be confident that you want to get in? Well, whether or not it goes down or up, we're talking about 20% maximum in the market. Now, that sounds like a lot, but that's nothing when it comes to crypto. That's nothing. So even if you were just to buy right now and we're going to go down and then up, you're looking short term, right? It's like driving down the freeway and looking out your window and just looking at the front of your hood of the vehicle when you're trying to drive. It's really hard. It's dangerous. It's something that you don't want to do because you're micromanaging. You're stressing out when you're driving. Just look way down the road and it becomes that much easier. Just know what you're doing. Is you're confident in it, meaning what you're buying. You have a good hope that it has the potential to do good, and then time, right? Accumulate your bags, fill them as much as you can. Like if you get a $500 or $600 paycheck, you can put 100 in or 200 in. Obviously, with the holidays coming up, that's going to be very, very, very hard. I know that because I wanted to put in my next check and I can't do it because as you know, the closer you get to the holidays, money just kind of just filters and just vanishes on you. And it's kind of hard to anticipate like, oh no, like for right now, I have a hole in my tire. I'm just losing air. So that's just money down the drain for no reason, right? So you gotta have a little bit on the side. And I don't do that. I'm manic. I have I'm all or nothing. So it's gonna be hard for me. Redefine, you made it. How's it going, man? Can you believe that last stream? Can you believe that, man? Just how ridiculous. Right in the middle of it, good too. I was supposed to do that stream actually with somebody else. Their name is Jason, and he went completely haywire and bonkers on us, like usual, though. And he just left. He just dropped out. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I can do the stream on my own. And it's good because I can go on tangents. I can just answer questions and go down rabbit holes. It's quite fun. I'm going to have to do them in the mornings, though. That'd be nice. Raptured out. Good one. Live stream. Just leave the mic there and never go live again. There you go. I'll leave that up there for anyone joining in. We got crazy times ahead. We've got crazy war on the table. We've got people still wearing masks, running around afraid that they're going to catch COVID. It's like, what is going on? We live in a peculiar time. So it's just, that's the nature of the beast, right? Where it's always crazy times, but I don't remember ever like hearing about people being so against one another as well. It's like so diverse right now and so crazy that we've got everybody's against everybody. It's very strange, but I guess we should have anticipated that and expected it and be ready. Oh yeah, a question that arose. I don't know if it was in this live chat or not live chat. I don't know if it was in the comment section of a this channel or the other. I'm assuming it was my other one because I don't get a lot of comments on this one yet. The question has nothing to do with crypto, so I'm sorry. We can come back to that in a minute. But the question was, I take saw palmetto. Is that good for my prostate? And yes and no. If you're taking it for your prostate, that means that you're probably running to the bathroom all the time, and you heard that saw palmetto will help with that. And that's not really true. Okay, so what I mean by that is the prostate, once it swells, can never go back down naturally to the size that it once was. It goes through a process where the cellular replication becomes very high, and now it blows up and bloats, and now it's pushing on the area inside your body that's making you urinate all the time because it can't fill up as much without you feeling like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom, and then you don't go much. So what you're looking for in that situation is something that will take and shrink those cells back down and make them stop replicating so fast. And in that case, you're looking for something like this. It would be, it's called nettle root. There it is. Really hard to do on backwards, just so you know. So nettle root extract was done. I read a study a long time ago. It was done with 350 milligrams, and it was taken twice in a day, most likely on an empty stomach, it didn't say. And it was shown that after months of being on it, that it lowered the cell number baseline almost back to where it was before the problem ever began. So you're going to get more success out of nettle root. But saw palmetto is good for stopping the cells based off of the testosterone, causing them to replicate in the first place. That's why I said it doesn't necessarily reduce anything or necessarily help once you have the problem, is because it's preventing the problem from happening in the first place, not reversing it. Reversing it would be nettle root. Saw palmetto would be to be on so it doesn't happen in the first place. Because what happens is saw palmetto is a 5-DHT blocker, meaning it blocks testosterone to converting into DHT, which gets into the bloodstream, and now it's more harmful. It's causing cells to replicate, causing you to lose your hair, things like that. So saw palmetto would be something you can take, which has a half-life of about around 4 hours. So you would have to do it about every 4 hours, which means 4 times a day, and you're good. You would want something like a lipid extract, which is a fat, because the fat is what contains the elements that actually do it really good. So if you go to the store and you just get random saw palmetto that's ground up, it's the berry for sure, and it's good, and it contains a lot of cofactors, but it's not doing the job that you want it to. It's more of a preventative, so that's good, but you would want to combine it with nettle root. You would want nettle root first, take that for a couple months, and then stack nettle root with saw palmetto. And then to help with that at the very beginning, but this one is with food, you would want to take something called uva ursi, UVA space URSI, uva ursi. What that'll do is that'll help with the flow of urine to flush through your system fast, not just like, slow, or a problem that a lot of people have that have a swollen prostate. So those are your three, okay? Nettle root on an empty stomach, 2 to 3 times a day. It's hard to get in the exact 350 milligram dose that I read in the study. So you just get a different milligram. If you need to take 2, it's fine. Just take it throughout the day, not around food. When you do eat food, uva ursi, up to 2 to 3 capsules. Most likely it won't be standardized because they just sell junk almost everywhere. But when you get the option to choose an herb, you want to get something called standardized because it guarantees the active potency in an herb. Whew, okay. That was answered in the quickest direct rate that I can give. And now back to the show. Let me see. I'm logged on my other channel, so I have a commercial. So I will just throw on a Safe Moon Inu commercial that I made before we move on. I'm telling you this in case you missed the early days of Shiba Inu or Dogecoin or even Bitcoin, because we're all looking for that next hidden gem. And never forget, in crypto and any stock, the early bird gets the worm. So not only will you benefit from just buying and holding as the market goes up, but you will also be getting passive 2% reflections with every transaction. That means the earlier you are in, the more you will make passively as time goes on. Because as more people enter the market and invest, you will get 2% of every single transaction that takes place after you get in. This incentivizes people to hold. It has also scored a 1.1 on the How We Test for Safety. That's right next to Bitcoin. There truly is no better hidden gem on the market right now than Safe Moon Inu. And I share this with you so that we can turn mere hundreds of dollars into thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, by just being patient. We're not like brokers on the Wall Street Stock Exchange trying to burn one another. I believe we're here on YouTube in the crypto world to help one another and to teach one another and to find these secret gems and to share this information as we accumulate and fill our bags together. The time is at hand, and I hope you find this video before it's too late. That's what I wanted to share. All right, and it looks like I was wrong on November 7th, which is strange because everybody's talking about November 7th as the day of the lunar eclipse. But online, it's saying that it's 5 a.m. on November 8th. So I guess that's like the peak time when the actual eclipse is physically happening. But everyone's been saying it's the 7th. I guess because it runs from the 7th to the 8th, that they just picked the first day of it. So it makes sense, but I like specifics, and it's just kind of strange that the specifics are actually not that specific when I'm listening to these other channels. I like detail, like high amounts of detail. And when somebody just goes, it's the 7th, and then you look into it, it's like, well, it's actually the 8th. It's not the 7th. It's just kind of disheartening because, I like to share information. And if you're not being specific, I can't share it correctly. So anyway, yeah, nobody knows this channel really exists. That's why nobody's here right now. Don't worry about it, man. This channel is just random. I set it up to be something entirely different and to grow it, and then I didn't use it for a long time because I'm like, it's too hard running 2 YouTube channels. This is just ridiculous. I'm already too busy as it is. And then I'm like, well, I can't talk about literally any other subject except for Young Earth creation on the main channel. But there's so many other things that I want to talk about that I created this channel, and I was like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. And I didn't keep up with it. And that's why I have no followers, because I didn't keep up with content. I should have, even if I didn't want to, even if it was just a small amount of content every single day. But lo and behold, I didn't do it. And now I still have no followers. But, you know, I might start to keep up with it. I have some ideas of things that I want to do. I have a little bit more free time because I finished writing. I mean, I still have another one that I want to do, but I got kind of burned out. That one was hard to put together, that last one, because it was so visual, and to line all the visuals up is really, really hard. So here's some tips. Let's say that you guys want to write your own book. You're going to use Amazon Publishing to do this, and Amazon Publishing is a very expensive publishing company, meaning they do all the work, so they want all the money. That's completely fine. To have your books published on Amazon where more people can get a hold of your content, to me, is worth it, because I don't have time to go with a book that I printed up and that I got. My parents own a publishing company. My parents own one. It's called Naylor Wills Publishing Company. I can literally have my family publish books for almost nothing. But guess what? I have to ship those out. I have to promote them. I have to travel around and do that. I can't do that right now. Maybe one day I can, but right now I can't. And besides, that way is for making money. That way is for the publisher, me, to make money. I'm not interested in that with the books. I need people to get the information from the books. I want more people to find them. That's why Amazon is so good. So they are going to take a big cut. So know that. If you're going to publish and you want to make money, you publish a book in black and white. If you do it in color, it's going to be so expensive that you'll never really make any profit at all. Any book that you see of mine that's above $20 is because that it's the minimum that I could set it. And it was because it's full color, and I don't make even 1 cent on those books because I place them at publishing cost. Because my friend David Wills is a professional author. That's all he's really ever done, and he makes books for a living. And they're visual books. They're artistic books, let's say. And he says $25 is a good price for a book because somebody can justify spending that for themselves. Probably not as a gift, but you know, it may be. But you get above that, it's not going to happen. You get below that, and you find that a lot of people might think that the book is kind of cheap and not worth it. So never price anything around $5, or $6. But that also depends on the book, because he's envisioning something that he makes, and he makes massive books. It makes books so big that I can't even show you right now because it's so big. I can't like move it over here. It's not even it's in the other room. It's massive. It's a tome. It's like, it's bigger than my torso. So, if you're printing your book, keep them around 200 pages or above 100, make them black and white, and you can make some profit, because it'll only cost them around $350 to $450 maximum for a black and white to print. So when you charge $9.99, you will make like $3 or $4 for that book. That's pretty good. Most authors only make $1 per book, right, through a publishing company. So you're making a lot more, especially if you price it like $15 or something like that. Now you're making $5, $6, $7. But if you publish a book in full color for that same amount of pages, let's say 200, your book now is going to cost them around $12.99 to $15.99 just to print it. So now you've got to make money from something like that. And then you want it to be distributed. Well, now you hit that button, which is called like expanded distribution. Now they charge you an extra $8, and now your book's at 20, and you're still not at any profit. So keep that in mind if you're doing anything through Amazon. It's they get you good.
Yes, I did. I learned something actually with my last book that I should also tell people if they're ever going to do anything. When you make a book on in Google Documents, and then you're going to take that same book that's in physical form and make it a Kindle, you're going to get bad ratings because Kindle doesn't match the physical version. And all you have to do to make you not get bad reviews is at the end of a sentence, when you take a picture and you drag it in there, it'll set the picture attached to that sentence. And what will happen is when you drag that into the Kindle version, you'll be reading the page, and then the page will end, and then the next page will have the last sentence attached to the picture, and it doesn't make any sense. It's ugly. It's horrible. It doesn't match. So at the end of a sentence, you literally just hit enter. It creates a space. Then you put the picture in, and now the picture has its own page, and the sentence has its own page. So literally at the end of my bookmaking experience, I've learned that I made a mistake the entire time. And they don't tell you anything about this. You just have to learn on your own, and you're kind of guessing the entire time. So there's that. I only intended for my books to be in physical form anyway. But then I was like, you know what? I'm trying to get information into people's hands. I don't care if they buy the book. So I made all the Kindle versions, like $2.99, really, really, really low. So now they can just get the information. Unfortunately, I was getting bad reviews because the Kindle versions were not made for Kindle. So they all ended up being really ugly and visually unappealing. So always keep that in mind. Like, I don't care if you make a 100-page book and it's a little tiny handbook. Of course, somebody just knocked on the door. Ugh, I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back. I'll play a commercial.
I am your SMI guy with all things crypto. Today is a shout out to all my dog coin lovers out there. I have watched over the past years the entire market has fallen. Shiba has retraced to around 5.5 billion market cap currently, from its all-time high of $39 billion. Here is why we need to know this, and why market cap is so important. You see, for your money to double, the market cap from wherever you bought it needs to double. So let's say the best case scenario, you bought right now at 5.5 billion market cap. So to double your money, it needs to go to $11 billion. So for Shiba to get back to its all-time high, if you bought right now, that would only be a 7x of your money. Can this happen? Yes, I think it can, of course. I think it can go even higher. Let's say it does. Let's say it goes much higher to $55 billion this run. That's only a 10x of your money if you bought right now at the bottom. And many people won't be able to do that right now because the economy is so bad they don't have much money to put in. Therefore, I have an alternative for you. And it not only has way more potential, but is actually much safer in the SEC's eyes. And when they start regulating the crypto market, watch out. I am talking about the dog coin SafeMoon Inu, a gaming utility token that also gives reflections, but more on that soon. With a market cap of only 1.5 million, yes, you heard that right, million, not billion, that means to just double your money, it only needs to go to $3 million. All right, I'm back, everybody. So let me know if you guys want any of my books in a PDF form, and I'll send them over to you through pCloud. And that way, if you guys know people that you want to give the book to, you can just do it that way. That way, they don't have to get some Kindle version. If you have Amazon Prime, my books on Kindle are basically free anyway. But if they want to read it and they want the actual copy of the PDF, which downloads like instantly, and you can just scroll through the pages effortlessly rather than the Google document, let me know. I'll just email them all over. I have every single one, including Donnie's. Just let me know, and then that way you can hand them out to people, because there's a lot of people that can't afford our books. Don't know how that's possible, but it is. Christmas is coming. Maybe you want to surprise some people. Just let me know. And Amazon for publishing books is unique. It's not profitable really unless you publish something that's black and white. So it's good for a novel, something like that. But for books on science, those need visuals in them. right? So you're going to need some pictures in there that have color. And the larger your book gets, the more expensive it gets, because they don't care if the page has pictures or color or not. They don't care. Meaning every page of the book is going to cost you 11 cents. And if it's 11 cents, you can imagine when it gets about 300 pages, your book's extremely expensive. And your book might almost have no pictures. So that would be a waste to make a colored version unless you have to. So go on. Yeah, accurate. So accurate. Well, I guess that does it for my stream. I messed up on my other channel, so I'm sorry for that earlier, guys. Right now, I'm just kind of going off of what I wasn't ready to be on this channel talking about other subjects. I had in my mind I was just going to be doing that subject on woolly mammoth and Neanderthal, which was a great find. Maybe I'll have to do that one again. I don't know. It seemed like it went well. I haven't received any bad reviews, so we'll see what happens. I'm just going to leave it up, let it go for 24 hours, read through the comments, see what people say or think, or if they want more. If not, we'll just move on to the next thing. Maybe get Donnie on to talk about his new book release. So Audible could be an avenue for residual income. I don't know anything about that one, but sounds nice. I'll look into it. You can tell me what you know about it as well. And thank you again for letting me know that my book had mistakes in it. I was glad that I sent you an early version that didn't have, or that did have mistakes, because I was scanning through it going, I can't believe I released this with that many mistakes, because I'm getting better at editing now. You know, I actually read my own book now after I make the thing, because I treat it like I do videos, right? I get through it, and then I'm like, I got to move on. I got to go back to work, because I am the only editor, right? I can't just spend my time just doing other things. So once I'm done with a project, I got to move on. I don't look back. So I'm not very much of an editor. And when you told me it had 6 mistakes on one page, I was so bummed. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta do something else. But one thing I notice is that videos do much better. Videos are where it's at when it comes to getting knowledge out to people. It doesn't seem like people really want to read much anymore. So I guess books are more along the lines of supplemental. Therefore, a small group of people that learn better and retain the information through reading it than they do visually. But most people are going to do they're going to like the videos more. So I've always just got to keep on my my video making. That's pretty much where it's at. People tend to like that a lot more. My second flood video is doing very good. People like that one a lot, which is good, because that video was made specifically for answering the questions that weren't in one. A lot of people were like, well, what about the water? Well, what about the Noah and the animals? And what's the water for? You know, all these questions. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put these all in one video. I'm not going to type all this out. It's crazy too, because the critics say we don't have any answers to these things. And I'm like, I've got multiple answers for all of them. It's like, what are you talking about? I'll never understand the critics of a subject that they don't actually know. It's always going to perplex me. I'm never going to understand it, so I should probably not even try. Anyway, that should do it. This is more of a rant video at this point. Almost had nothing to do with crypto. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you later on maybe Standing for Truth. I think there's a debate coming up later today. So until then, Mattman is out.